Hi everyone, it's Brad here again with the Little Traverse Conservancy, and my gosh, it's a scorcher outside today. The sun is nice and warm. It's looking down, not too many clouds out there, and I just got way too warm, and I thought, I know what I need to do. I need to go sit crisscross applesauce in the marsh for a few minutes. So while I was out here, I happened upon one of the most conspicuous plants that you might see anywhere in ditches or on the margins of lakes or near streams out here. Hopefully you recognize it. It's the Marsh Marigold. So there's tons and tons of it out here. It's an easy one to spot. It blends in really well with our nice bright sunshiny day. So we're gonna take a little bit closer look and check out some of the things that make this Marsh Marigold really, really special. So the first thing we're gonna notice about our Marsh Marigold is that it is beautiful. My gosh, look how pretty they are. And they're all over the swamp too. They're like little medallions just dotting up all of our little wetlands here. They're gorgeous, my goodness. My other favorite thing about these is that we share them with so many other people. They're all over the northern hemisphere. You could go to Europe and find this same plant. You could even go to Siberia and find this plant. Anywhere where it's up north and kind of cold, you're gonna find our Marsh Marigolds. As a matter of fact, they've been around for quite a long time in Siberia. They unearthed a woolly mammoth and dissected its stomach and found Marsh Marigold seeds from 20,000 years ago. So they've been around for quite a long time. Lots of stuff likes to munch on them. And other countries, they might be known as cowslip because these leaves, these little Pac-Man shaped leaves, kind of get slippery if you step on them. They tend to grow in these wet meadows in other countries, so cows or livestock might be walking around and cows will slip right on those leaves. So that's one of my other favorite things. But next, we're gonna take a nice up-close look at some of the flowers. Our flowers are these gigantic bright saucers that stick out like a sore thumb in the marsh. We can't help but notice them, and neither can all of our bugs. They come and check them out, try and get some nectar and pick up some pollen, take them to some other flowers. Like, whoa, that's a big one right there. Look at how many petals that's got. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so sometimes though, the flowers are a little bit closed up and you can see that the petals overlap. And that would kind of doesn't make a ton of sense why they would overlap like that, but some scientists came up with a theory a long time ago. It hasn't been proven, they don't know it for sure, but it's an interesting idea. These petals overlap and they'll actually form a little bit of a seal so that when water gathers in there, it actually stays for a long time. That water accumulates inside the flowers, and they think it's possible that the Marsh Marigolds can be pollinated by rain instead of just by insects. Now, this has been observed in another orchid species, but it's not actually been proven to exist in the Marsh Marigolds. But you know, it makes me think some interesting stuff might be going on in the marsh when we're not around, right? So the last cool thing we'll talk about with these flowers is how they are seen by other members of the animal kingdom, especially insects. So when we look at the flowers, our eyes can only see a certain range of wavelengths that we call the visible spectrum that we can see. And when we look at them, we just see a nice yellow, right? Very pleasant yellow. When an insect looks at these, their eyes can see a much wider range of frequencies, and they can even see into the UV spectrum. So I'm going to put some of these flowers under a powerful black light, and we'll be able to see them in UV, and we'll be able to tell what an insect might see when it looks at these flowers. All right, so we're here in my mad scientist dungeon, apparently. When we take a closer look under the black lights at these flowers, I think the camera will pick it up. Hopefully you can see it. The outermost part of these petals, it gets pretty dull. It's not very vibrant, not very bright at all. Whereas the inside of the petals, they're very, very yellow. They're just as yellow as they were when we were looking at them outside. And oh, actually, wow. That one's doing it really well. You see that nice, bright, shiny yellow right dead center? That's basically a bullseye for all of our pollinators, that they can see it. And it's saying, hey, you know, right here's all the important stuff. Come check this out. You don't need to worry about all the other stuff. Wow, that one's doing it really well too. Oh my gosh. So just one of the cool things that you can pick up on when we take a little bit closer look. That's awesome, wow. Thanks for tagging along with me. I hope you learned something, and have an awesome day. Wow, go find some flowers.